Well, welcome back, everyone. You hear the term hero used. And, of course, it can apply to a lot of different people in a lot of different circumstances. But we have a story for you here that rings so true to the word hero that we wanted to share it with you. Joining me today, Chris and Angela Ryan, the very proud parents of Marine Sergeant Eddie Ryan. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Very nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The reason we asked them to join us today is we found out through the community that there's an appreciation dinner, second annual appreciation dinner coming up. It's going to be at the Elks Lodge in Queensbury to raise money to help Eddie Ryan and his fight back from a severe injury in battle in Iraq as he continues to cope and try to achieve a higher and higher goal. And we're going to talk a lot about this. I want to start with you two, the proud parents. I can't, I'm a proud grandparent and parent, but you are proud parents.
Yes.
Let's go back just a little bit so we can frame it. Eddie, you were telling me right out of high school.
Yes.
Marines. Chris, you were a Marine.
Yes.
Goes in the family, right?
Yes.
What was it like when Eddie came to you and said, "Hey, I want to join the Marines"?
I was proud and I was a little afraid because I know how the world was going.
Yes.
And when 9/11 hit, it was he came up to us. He wanted us to sign the paper. He was still 17 years old in 12th grade, and we asked him if he would just finish high school for us, get his diploma. Mm-hmm. And he did. He did that. He graduated in June. Then he was down in Paris Island in July, 2 weeks later.
Right away.
And,
Right away.
And was trained and was ready for the first engagement, the march to Baghdad in Iraq.
Angela, how did he approach you about wanting to join the Marines?
He's been wanting to be a Marine for a long time.
Like his father.
Even before, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the time came, it becomes surreal, here, this is the moment, what are we going to do? And so it was a requirement for him to finish high school.
Mm-hmm.
Once he finished high school, then, I was proud that he wanted to be a Marine, wanted to do service for our country.
Yes.
So it beat the other options, just not having really any other goal set for himself but to be in the service of his country.
Now, Eddie, of course, was very dedicated, as all Marines are. I was telling Chris and Angela and Eddie before we came on, I recently lost a friend who was a Marine. And when I'd say to him, "Hey, you were in the Marines," he would always say to me, "I am a Marine." And that's something you certainly know firsthand. And Eddie, you know this firsthand. So Eddie, you had a total of 3 deployments, correct?
Hurrah, I'll do it again.
Do it again. Well, you're going to, in case you don't know already, you're going to find out that Eddie has an amazing sense about life, an amazing sense of humor as well.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd deployment, right?
3rd deployment.
You get word that he's been severely injured.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of the fact that anyone who's a parent or a grandparent getting that kind of news is beyond devastation. It also had the unusual circumstance, and I don't think we really want to talk about it, but it was quote-unquote friendly fire. As Eddie said to me before we went on, I don't know why they call it friendly. But they did come under severe attack. Eddie was a sniper, along with 6 other Marines, in a town in northern Iraq, Husaba.
Husaba,
And they came under fire. Thankfully, they sent up the flares, the green flares, which are an indication to the people firing them, ceasefire. Friend, we're with you. In essence, in many ways, that and also the heroic actions of his fellow Marines, which you hear a lot about, sheltered him.
Yeah, very thankful for them.
Mm-hmm.
Under
thankful.
their recommendations for their medal stated that under intense machine gun fire with total disregard for their own lives, they crawled to Eddie's body and administered first aid. And without them, we wouldn't.
I wouldn't be here right now.
Have Eddie.
That's right, Eddie. Yeah, you're totally right about that. And you are here, In more ways than
Thanks.
one, you're really here.
Thanks to them.
Yes, thanks to them. My God, we're going to run out of time. I know we are, and I want to cover so many things here. You did go over, Angela said something to me that, again, any family member, especially mother, would know. She didn't leave his side for 16 and a half months. Sometimes that meant sleeping on couches, sleeping on floors, doing whatever you needed to do. You're trying to hold the family together. They've got a daughter, and before you know it, one obstacle after the next, one challenge after the next, and you're here.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. That's heroism, in case anybody
It's
wants
our
a
miracle
clear...
Marine right there.
Yep.
Yes, you are a miracle Marine.
Hoorah.
I asked Eddie before we went on air today, what would you like me to ask you? And he said, about his future goals. So Eddie, what are your future goals?
To walk again.
Uh-huh. I think that's remarkable, considering the injury. Angela, you had mentioned to me that he had a series of surgeries with brain, because one of the injuries was to his brain, and a cranioplasty, which is where they pretty much replace the skull.
Reconstruct the whole
Okay,
skull.
so we're dealing at that level there. Look, last year, neighbors of theirs, which is so typical in our community, and Lake George said that they wanted to do an appreciation dinner to raise money to help with some of the expenses that the Ryans have in the continuing care of Eddie, helping him to get better, physical therapy, home aides, people in the house to help out. You can imagine what the stress level is like on that. Well, again this year, you're doing it October the 30th at the Elks Lodge in Queensbury. They're doing an appreciation dinner again. Now, there's a website, and I want you to go to this, because if you can't make it to the dinner, then you certainly want to contribute to this. It's helpeddieryan.com. That's H-E-L-P. Eddie is spelled E-D-D-I-E, Ryan, R-Y-A-N.com. You can find out all the information about the dinner. It's like $15 to go to the dinner. The whole community is coming out. The first one, I think you were telling me, over 300 people?
Yeah.
Well, that's community support.
It is. We're very thankful
They were
to the
expecting
community.
half of that and ended up with double. It was
Yes,
crazy.
we're very
It was-
blessed.
Some nights at SPAC they wish they had 300 people, for a concert. So, Eddie, you've made quite an impact on the community.
We're just thankful to the community. We never expected the community to embrace Eddie and to love Eddie and support him like they do. It's just incredible.
Well, I got news for you. I met these people today, and love is a good word. It really is. I can totally understand why the community
Yes, it
would
is.
totally rally around Eddie.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic personality, and the two of you are so devoted.
Hoorah,
It's
Marine.
almost
Hoorah.
beyond description. You're all heroes. You are.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Especially
one
this
last time. October 30th. I think you told me it starts at what, 6, did you say? What time does it
I'm
start?
not quite sure about the time. It could be 5 or 6,
Okay.
but it's on the flyer on the website.
Yeah, go to the website. It
might be 4 o'clock.
That's helpeddieryan.com. It's like $15. It's October 30th. Make it a point. Stop in. Say hi to Eddie. You'll find him to be so engaging. You're almost breathless sometimes. And meet the Ryans. Fabulous family. And the money, of course, is going to an amazing cause to be able to help Eddie with the therapies and the assistance he needs to continue to get better. Well, thank you all for coming in. Such an honor to meet you. Eddie, thank you very much for your service.
Thanks, Jess.
Oh, yeah, sure,
I'd
Chris.
do it again.
Thank you.
Do
Yes.
it again. Hoorah.
Yeah, I hope you heard him say that. Eddie just said he'd do it again. Can't top that. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.